first of all, a very good evening, team. So, it's Ayush, and I will be your instructor for this entire session. Team, first of all, last 2 days we have discussed a lot, okay, about introduction of AWS. We have discussed about security. Then today, what we are going to discuss is AWS secure, data security. Okay, so how our data is going to be secured. So, team, this is our agenda for today. So we'll be discussing how to protect our data. Okay, so we'll be discussing about protecting data at rest and in transit and cloud, HMS and KMS. So all these things are really important, and I will be showing you labs for them. Okay, so team, we are going to start with AWS Security and Encryption. So basically in this section, we are going to discuss about data security. So team, we all are working in our organization, right? So when we all are working in an organization, we are worried only about it. We are worried about our own data. We are worried about our customer data. Cool. So in this way, team, if we talk about data, like in our mobile phone also, we have lots of data. So if due to any of the reason, we have to forget, we have to just clean up our phone because of any reason. So what will happen? We will be just going to just take it, right? Like our photos, our videos, right? Our data. So we are concerned about our data. So when we are talking about data in organization perspective, so we are worried about our data deletion, data security, modification of data, right? Unauthorized access of data. So all these things come under data security. So team, for this, what we have? For this, we have something called as encryption, right? So we will be using encryption for all these purposes, like for saving our data. Okay, so first of all, team, here we have data, okay, and we have data in 3 stages. So first stage is data at rest. So whenever our data is stored in any hardware or SSD or wherever it is running, it is called as data at rest. Then we have data in transit. Okay, so what is data in transit? When our data is transferring from one place to another, so it is called as data in transit or motion. Then we have data in use. Okay, so currently we are using, I'm using this slide, right? So what does this mean, team? This means that this data is currently in use, and this is the most challenging part if you want to secure this. So we have algorithms for this as well, okay, encryption techniques, but this is the most difficult task, right? So team, we are talking about encryption. So in this, what we are going to do, we are just going to in encryption, we are just going to convert our plain text into ciphertext. Team. Then in this, we have 3 things, that is data which we want to encrypt, right? The second thing is that data or encryption engine or algorithms, right, to encrypt our data. And then third thing we are having, that is called as key file. Okay, so team, we are using algorithms for, we are using algorithms, right? So we are using algorithm for encrypting our data. So most important thing out of these things, from data encryption, algorithm and key file, the most important thing is key file, team. So what we are going to do, we are just going to use key file, right? So we are going to use key file. Okay, so what is key file, team? I want to convert my plain text into ciphertext. Okay, so for example, I am having this, okay, A, then I'm having B, then I'm having C, okay, then I'm having D, okay. And what I want to do, I just really want to convert into ciphertext. So for example, I'm just taking a very limited example, team. So for example, I'm just taking it like this, okay. So this will be my this symbol, okay. I'm just taking this. B will be just called as @. Then I am having hash, okay. So I'm using this for a C. Then for D, I'm using $sign. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to keep all these things in the file that is called as key file. So team, when I'm just going to send you a message like ABC, so I'm just going to send you in this way. And whenever you are having this thing, right, this key file, then only you will be able to decrypt that thing, and you will be able to just read whatever has been written in that file. Cool, team. So this is encryption, right? Then we have like different type of encryption. So first, let's discuss all that. For that, we have team encryption in flight. Okay. So well, we want to we want to encryption at flight, right? Because if I send very sensitive secret, for example, my credit card to a server to make a payment online, I want to make sure that no one else on the way where my network packet is going to travel can see anyone can see my credit card, right? So what I can do, okay, so for the purpose, I would be using something called as HTTPS website, right, team? So for this purpose, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use HTTPS website. So what HTTPS websites will be doing, they will be just guaranteeing me that this is an SSL enabled website and I will get encryption in flight. Okay, so whenever my data will be transferring, it will be just encrypted. Cool, team. So like for this, first of all, data is encrypted before sending, and it is decrypted after that, right? So data will be encrypted before I send it, and then the server will be decrypting it after receiving it, but only I and server know how to do it. Cool. Then the SSL certificates are what are going to help us, okay, with the encryption. And so another way to see it, like HTTPS, right? So anytime we have been dealing with Amazon service and it has an HTTP endpoints that guarantees us that it was an encryption in flight, and the whole web needs to run on SSL and HTTPS. So team, when you enable this, you are protected against the attack that is called as man in the middle. Okay, so if you just enable, like if you have all these things enabled, so you are just protected from the attack that is called as man in the middle. Okay, so team, how this is working? So first of all, this is your data, right? So this is your this is you, okay, and this is your important data. Okay, that is your, if you want to sign in, so this is your username and password. Then what SSL is doing, it will be just encrypting this, right? And after encrypting this, what it will be going to do, it is just going to send this encrypted file over here. Okay, and then what will happen, this encrypted file will be decrypted, and again server will be able to access this decrypted file. Cool, team. So by this way we are having SSL. Okay, then team, another method that we are having is server-side encryption at rest. Okay, so team, now the second thing, okay, so when the data is encrypted after being received by the server, so before that server is receiving the data and decrypting it and using it in decrypted form. Here the server is going to store the data on its disk. So when we need to know here, the server is storing the data in an unencrypted form, because in case the servers get hijacked, the someone else uh, so we don't want that someone else to access our data, right? So, and in this team, like data is decrypted before being sent and back to our client. This data is stored in an encrypted form called as, right, using data key. So team, this encryption decryption key must be managed somewhere, and the server must have access to it, and it is HMS and KMS. Okay, and we will discuss this later. So what is here, like we are having our object here, then we are just traveling it through HTTPS. Then what we are doing right now, what server was doing, server was just decrypting it and using like and storing it in a description form, right, decrypted form. Now we are using our data plus data key to put it in a decrypted form. Okay, then when it is like in an encrypted form, then team, what will happen, like whenever this data has been requested, so this we will be using data key to decrypt it, and then again we'll be using HTTPS to just send this data. Okay, now team, we have client-side encryption. Okay, so what is client-side encryption? So data is encrypted by the client and never decrypted by the server. Cool, team. So it means that data Here you can see that this is my data. This is just encrypted with my data key, and this is my encrypted data. Now team, what I am doing, I am just sending this my encrypted data over the internet, right? And what will happen, like this is my server side, so this is my encrypted data. Now team, here now nothing will happen, no encryption, no decryption. Okay, then what will happen team, whenever this data has been requested, this will be sent in the form of encryption only. Okay, encrypted data only. So like if your client, like if your requester has this data key, then it will be able to just decrypt it and use that data. Cool team. So this is client side encryption. So the best practice is that server should never be able to decrypt the data. Okay, and we are just using something called as envelope encryption for this thing. Cool team. So this is the way, like we are having three things. Okay, so we are having client side encrypt, like server side encryption, we are having client side encryption, okay, and encryption in flight. So by this way we are just protecting our data. Okay, now team, second thing is that like encryption we have two types of key. Okay, first one is symmetric key, second one is asymmetric key. So when we want to just use single file, okay, so when we are using it for like API calls and all that of purpose, we are, for that thing we are using symmetric key. So in this, what will happen, we have the same key file for encryption and decryption, whereas in asymmetric we have two different files. First file is like private file, second file is public file. So what is happening team here? So one file is used to encrypt and second file will be used to decrypt. So team, like we have used, like I have shown you how to create an instance, right? So for that purpose, we have just used, I have shown you just how to create a key, right? So that was my private key, and there was like another public key that AWS used to keep it with the server, right? So whenever you are creating an instance, in that we are just using something called as asymmetric key, right? So I've shown you yesterday, right, how to launch an instance. So when you're launching an instance, if you're creating a key file, then it is called as asymmetric. The key file, okay, I have already told you in encryption we are having three things. First one is data, second one is encryption algorithm, and third thing is key file. So team, like out of these, if like my first two are compromised, am I in danger? No, right? The most important thing here is key file. Okay, so if key file is compromised, then our data is lost. Okay, then our data is gone. So the most important thing in the encryption is to protect our key file, right? So whenever the person is having key file, then only he or she will be able to just decrypt it and use that data. So whenever we are talking about encryption, so our focus should be in protecting the key file. Cool team. Then team, protecting the key file is the most challenging thing. It's the most challenging thing. So for that we have two things: software-based key management and hardware-based key management. Okay. Now, like software-based key management, we are storing key files in some software like Semantic Vault, right? Virtue. So team, like it is a software, right? It can be compromised. So like if you're going for software-based key management, it's not just like more secure, right? Then team, second thing, we are having something called as hardware-based key management. And team, it is a specialized device for storing only key files. Okay, so we are using this device for only storing the key files. Okay, so for this we have device called as HMS device. Okay, hardware security modules. So we are using this device to store our key files. Okay, like in organization, we have we have the standard to follow, like FIPS 140/2, right? Level 2 or level 3, anything. So if you're working with top entities in the world like US Federal or Defense, then they will ask you like if you have any certification, right? So this is because why they're asking this certification, this is a trust, right? If you have this certification, then they can trust you. For example, like we all are going for like AWS certification for solution architect, or we are going for security specialty. So team, why we are doing this? Okay, so we are doing this for showcasing our skill, that we are having this skill, right? So same way that if you want to gain trust of your client, so you have to have this certification, that is FIPS 140. Okay, then team, if you are using FIPS like for this, you need to have hardware based cryptographic key management, right? So it means that you need to have dedicated hardware. Okay, so team, what is HMS? Okay, let me tell you like what is HMS. So these are specialized device which safeguards and manage digital keys for strong authentication, right? So what they are going to do, these are the special devices which will be safeguarding and managing your digital keys for strong authentication. Then team, second thing is that these devices are tamper resistant. Okay, these devices are tamper resistant. That means if anyone tries to tamper, they will automatically delete the key stored in this, right? Now team, what is the problem with this? Okay, what is problem with this? Team, the problem is that, like for example, okay, so team, what is the drawback with this? Now for example, okay, so this is my HMS device, right? And where I have my key file, okay? So this is my key file stored here. Now, for example, this is my server, right? And here I'm having my application. It can be anywhere, like in cloud, right? So what is happening, team? Whenever like I want to go for authentication, what will happen? This request will be traveling from here to here, right? So team, what can be the possibility here? There can be the possibility of latency, right? Then there can be a possibility of connectivity. So these are the drawbacks when we are using, like when we buy this HMS device in our own premises, then we can have these kind of things. Okay, then second thing is that team, it is costly. It is costly, team. It's really costly. If you are just going to purchase this, you have to just lose like lakhs of rupees for this. Okay, and team, okay, so is it safe to store all your key files in one HSM device? No, right? Because there will be a single point of failure to avoid this. So for this, what we are going to do, we have to just buy multiple devices. Then again, what will happen? Our cost will be increased. Cool, team. Then there is a complexity in managing HSM devices. Okay, so it's not really easy that you can manage all these HMS devices. Then team, to resolve this, we have a service in cloud is called as HMS. HSM, sorry team. So we have a service that is called as HSM. So there is a service called as, okay, so there is a service called as HSM device. So what we are going to do, okay, so we are going to just use this on a rental purpose, okay, pay as you go pricing. It means that whenever you are using this device, you have to pay for it. Okay, now like some people have questions like when you are using HMS in cloud, so do you have any dedicated hardware? Yes, so cloud will be just providing us the dedicated hardware whenever we are just going for cloud HSM. Okay, and using this, like using this shared devices, what will happen? We can easily just reduce our cost, right? So by this, we can just fulfill our compliance, that is FIPS as well, and we can just reduce our cost. Okay, we don't need to buy any hardware upfront. Then what are the advantages of cloud HSM? So team, like cloud HSM is a single tenant. Okay, so it must be used within a VPC, and we can integrate cloud HSM with any application. It is fault tolerant. Okay, then for fault tolerance, we need to build cluster of 2 cloud HSM. Then we need to do it, right? Then this uses Safelet Luna HSM in the background, right? And they are also FIPS validated. Then team, it has generally 2 partition. Okay, so in this we are having generally 2 partition. So one partition is used by AWS. Okay, so this will be used by AWS, and why they are using for health check, like this device is working fine or not. Okay, then team, another partition, what we are going to do. Okay, so in this partition we are going to save our keys here, right? So here this partition will be used by us to save our keys, and this partition will be used by AWS just to health checks. Okay, for health checks. Then team, it is fully managed device. Okay, it is fully managed device. Then there are like some drawbacks with cloud HSM. So what are the drawbacks? The drawbacks are additional complexity and not fault tolerant by default. So we need to have at least 2 cloud HSMs. Then team, like there is no SSL and no SLA for this. And last thing is that cost is very high. So team, for this we have something to resolve that problem. Okay, for this we have something to resolve all that problem, that is called as, okay, that thing is called as KMS. Okay, so that thing is called as KMS. So what is KMS? KMS is Key Management Service. Okay, KMS makes it easy for you to create and control the encryption they use to encrypt your data and uses HSM to protect key. Okay, it does not have any upfront cost, and we can use it as pay-as-you-go pricing model. And it is encrypted with Cloudtrail to provide you with the logs, key uses to help you meet regulatory and compliance needs. Cool team. Then it is also fully integrated with IAM for authorization. Then AWS manage encryption keys for us. This I've already explained you. Okay. And team, the most important thing is easy way to control access to your data, right? And team, like it has a seamless integration with AWS services that are EBS. Okay, then we have EBS, S3, RDS, and SSM. So team, never ever store your secrets in plain text, especially in your code. That if you're just using plain text in the code, if it is like if your application is lost, then your other things are also lost, like your database and other things. Okay. Then team, we have like KMS key types. So I will show you like we have already discussed. Like there are like 2 types, like symmetric and asymmetric. Same we are having in this as well. So in KMS key types, we are having 2 things: symmetric keys and asymmetric keys. For symmetric keys, they are just we are just having called as AES 256, and in this it is a like single encryption key that is used to encrypt and decrypt. And AWS services that are integrated with KMS use symmetric CMKs. Okay, I will show you what are all these. Okay, CMKs are customer managed keys. Then team, you never get access to the KMS key encrypted. Okay, I will show you all these things. Then we have asymmetric. Okay, that is in that we are having RSA and ECC key pairs. Okay, RSA we are using for creating our instance, right? So I've shown you like when we are just going to create instance, for this we are using RSA. Okay, in this we are having 2 things, that is public for encryption, private for decryption. Cool team. And the public is downloadable, but you can't access the private key unencrypted. Okay, so all these things I'm going to show you. Okay. Then team, AWS Key Management Service. So we have like 3 types of things here. First one is AWS Managed Key. It is free and it is used with a service that is RDS, EBS. I will show you. Then we have customer managed keys, that is called as CMK, and in that we have to pay $1 per month. And then we have like customer managed key imported. This means that team, we are just importing, we are having our own key and we are just importing this in AWS cloud, and we are just going to use this. And like team, all these things like where you are saying like $1 per month and $0.03 per 10,000 cost, so it means that you have to pay for as per this thing, right? Then we have team like something called as automatic key rotation. So team, like for example, if I am having a database, right? Now if I'm having a database and after some time, like it's not a good practice to keep same password for the long time. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change my database password, right? And this database is used in several applications. So what will happen, team? Now if you want to just rotate all my passwords, what will happen? It will be a difficult task for me, right? So for this, we are having something called as automatic key rotation. So if you're using this automatic key rotation, then you can easily rotate your credentials, right? Then we have like AWS Managed Key. It is automatic. After 1 year, you have to rotate it. Then if you have customer managed keys, then you have to enable it for like automatic rotation, like after every 1 year. Then we have imported KMS keys, only manual rotation possibles, okay, using allies. Then team, okay, so these are the key management services, okay. Then we have something called as Amazon S3 encryption. Okay, so I'm just going to make you like I'm going to show you labs for these as well. So like what are Amazon S3 encryption? So team, we are using encryption using key handled, managed and owned by AWS. It means that whenever I'm just going to use SSE S3 option, when I'm just uploading my any file, then what will happen? The key files will be handled, managed and owned by AWS. Okay, then team, we are having like object is encrypted server side. Okay, it will be just encrypted here. Like this is my server side, it will be encrypted here. Then encryption technique that we are using, that is AES 256, and you must set header, right? If you are just sending it over this, like if you're using HTTPS, then you need to send the header. You have to just use this header. Then team, we are having Amazon S3 encryption, that is SSE KMS. Okay, team, like if you're using this option, that encryption using keys handled and managed by AWS KMS, this I'm going to show you in practical. Like we have to just create our own keys and we are going to use this key. Then what are the advantages of using this? Like user have control plus audit key use. We can use this for CloudTrail as well. Okay, if you have like any audit thing, so you can use CloudTrail for this. Then encrypted, like object is encrypted server side only. Okay, and for that also you must set header this one. Cool team. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you like lab for all these. Okay, now team, what I'm just going to show you like practical for this. So for this, I'm going back to my AWS Management Console. This is my AWS Management Console. So first of all, team, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create 3 users. Okay, I have already shown you how to create a user, right? So for this purpose, I'm just going to use 3 users. Okay, so I'm having 3 users. So these are my 3 users, right? But I really don't know what all permission I'm having. So first of all, I'm just going to delete all these and I'm just going to create a new one. Okay. So I'm just going to create new users. So for that, you just need to click here, add users. And team, if someone have missed like how to create users, so they can see like how we can create user in our AWS Management Console. So here I'm just typing one name, that is Ayush. Okay, this will be my one. And second, I'm going to have that is admin. And I'm just going to have like another person, that is I can take like Sam only. Okay. Now team, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create password for them. I'm just going to call it custom password. I'm just going to give a password. Then team, next permission. Okay. So right now I'm not going to give any permission. Now, nor I'm just going to add them in a group. Okay. Next tags, next review, create users. Now my all these users has been created. Click on close. Now team, what I'm going to do, like I already have a group, right? So I'm just going to add 2 of my users on this. So I'm just going to add my user, that is Ayush and Sam, in my DevOps groups. Okay, this is my group. Just open this group and you just need to add user. I'm just selecting this to these two and add user. Now, after adding user, I'm just also going to give permission for S3. Okay, so I'm just going to type here. Okay, first of all, just click here, add permission, attach policy, then type here S3 full access. I'm just going to attach this permission to both of this user. Okay, now team, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a key. Okay, first of all, I'm just going to show you how to create a key. So for that, you just need to type here KMS, that is Key Management Service. Let's click on here. Now team, how to create a key. Okay, so first of all, to create a first of all, I'm just going to show you these are the three keys. Okay, first one is AWS Managed Keys. Okay, so if you're going to use Lightsail, so this is the AWS Managed Key. You can use this as well. And if you're going to use SSM, so for this I'm having this key, right? Then these are customer managed key team. What are customer managed key? The key that I'm going to create here, that is called as. Then I have custom key stores team. Like in this, we are using cloud HSM in the background, right, for storing our keys. So we are not going to use this. What we are going to use this is customer managed keys. Then this is my AWS managed keys. So team, you can't edit on these keys. These are the keys that are provided by AWS by default. Okay, so we are just going to create our key here. So click here, create key. Then team, we just need to select two options that are symmetric and asymmetric. Okay, so we have already discussed about what are symmetric and what are asymmetric. Then team, we have K uses. Okay, so if you want to go for encrypt decrypt, you can use this. And if you want to go for a hashing purpose, hash based message authentication code, then you can go for this. But for now, we will be going for encrypt and decrypt. Okay, then team, this is my advanced option. So in this advanced options, team, key material is I'm having, for example, I'm having a notepad. Okay, so in that I'm having lots of things written, right? So the material that is written inside that, it is called as key material, right? So same way, the key, the things that we are having in the inside our key file, that is key material. Yes, we can use this for multi-region as well. Okay, then team, first thing is that KMS. So it means that we will be using the KMS key material. Second thing is that if you have external, if you want to import that, you can do it. Then this is custom key store. It means that we have to go for HSM. Okay, so now team, what we'll be going for, we'll be just going for KMS, and it will be just having two options in reachability. First one is single region key or multiple region key. Okay, so we will be going for single region key, otherwise we have to pay for it if we are going for multi-region key KP. So now what we have to do team, we have to just click here next. Okay, first what we have done, we have just selected symmetric, then we have just go for encrypt and decrypt. In key material, we are going to select KMS and we are going for single region key. Okay, then click on next. Then team, alias is nothing but you are giving the name of key. Okay, so I am just giving a name here, demo key. Then this is my description. So what is description? I can just give any I can just type anything. This is my demo key. Then these are tags. So if you want, you can just use it. Otherwise, we can leave it now. Now, then, this is the most important thing. Okay. Here we are having two things. First thing is that define key administrative permission. So the person that I'm going to make here admin. So what is the role of that person? The role of that person is that he or she will only able to give the permission to other users, right? But this admin will not be able to access this. Cool team. It means that if I am encrypting any, if I just want to encrypt any file, so I just need to give permission to any of these two users, right? So I'm just selecting Sam. So Sam will only able to just encrypt and use that particular file. but Ayush will not be able to do that. Just decrypt that file. So this is administrator. So the role of administrator is that it will be selecting the users who are just going to use that KMS key, right? So for now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to select Ayush. Okay. So my key administrator will be Ayush. Okay. Next, then team, here are key uses. So now what I'm going to select, like, see, if I'm just going to select Ayush, so my key administrator will be Ayush and key user will be Ayush. It means that Ayush can give permission to others who can use this key, as well as Ayush can encrypt and decrypt the key file. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do with both of these. Okay. I'm just going to select Ayush for both of this. Now finally click next. Now team, this is the policy. Okay, so can you see that, like, this key is like similar to that we have just made, right, yesterday, right? So like if you want to access, like if you want to to create your key file, you can easily do that. Cool team. Then finally click here on finish, and our key file has been created. Okay team, so this key file has been enabled, right team? Now what I'm going to do team, I'm just going to upload anything from here. Okay, so like I'm just going to, in my S3 bucket, okay, I'm just going to take any S3 bucket. So like for this, I just want to create new bucket. Okay, so I want to just create new bucket. So I'm just going to type here demo key bucket Ayush. Okay, you can give any name team, but it should be unique. Then this is my region it's going for. Then you can just go for ACL enabled. Okay, just acknowledge. Just give me a second. Just let me check, like, in which region I'm having key file, because I haven't used multi region, right? So let me check. It's in Mumbai only, so it's correct. Like my region is my bucket region is as well Mumbai. Then acknowledge this. Then create bucket. Now team, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to upload anything. Okay. Then I will be just encrypting this. Okay. So this is my root account. Root account do anything, right? So first of all, I'm just uploading any object, add file. I'm just going for downloads. I'm using this root key only. I just use this keypad. Okay. Then if you want to encrypt this, for this, what you need to do, just click here on properties. Okay. Now team, here we are having uh, options, right? Two options. First one is Amazon S3 manage keys. Okay. So if you're going to use this key, then all these things will be managed by AWS. You don't have to do anything. But for lab purpose, I'm just going to show you like how we are going to use our own key that we have created. So just select here. Now select here, like choose from our AWS keys. Okay. See, my name is here, right? Demo key. So I'm just going to use this key, and finally click on upload. Okay. Team, my data has been uploaded, right? Now what I'm going to do, team, I'm just going to just log in with another user. So for that, you just need to open your incognito window. Here, just type amazon.com. Give me a second. Just sign in. Then I'm going to sign in as a IAM user, and I just need to give my name, that is Cloud Ranger 1. Then next, you can use account ID as well. Then now team, I'm just gonna log in as a user, that is Sam. Okay, I have not done that thing. Okay, I have not unchecked that option, so that's what's showing me. Now I have to make another password. Just give me a second, team. Okay, Then click here, confirm password change. Now team, what I'm going to do, like I'm having a permission of S3 full access, right? I've already shown you that I'm having a permission of S3 full access. Okay, let me show you one more time. Okay, I'm having S3 full access permission for this user. I've just attached to that group. Okay, so it means that now this user will be able to do anything in that S3, in my S3 service. So this is my user groups, right? Open DevOps. Okay, so here will be, I'm having permissions, right? So if you want to check permission here as well, you can just check here as well. See, I'm having this permission, right? See, S3 full access. Now let's check like if I'm able to do anything or not from that console. Okay, this is my S3. I'm just going to open that. Where is that my bucket? This is my bucket. I'm just going to open that. So this is my object, right? I want to access this. So just click here like open. See, can you see error here? This XML file does not appear to have any style information associated with it, right? So you are getting an error. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to log in with, okay, that is Ayush, because my key user is Ayush. So I'm just going to sign into the console. You just need to type here your alias or account name. Click here on sign in. Again, I have to just create a new password. Just give me a second. Now I will show you like how encryption decryption work, right? Now team, I'm just gonna use my S3 service. So type here S3 and open that. Now I'm just going to use my S3 bucket, okay, that I have used for this. So where is my demo key? Now this is my key pair team. Now if I want to use this, click on open. It is downloaded team. Now it is not showing me any error, right? So this means that team, okay, this means that team, okay, can you see here? See, I'm able to just have my private key with me. So by this way team, you can just encrypt your data and this will be used by that person only, that is authorized person. Okay, and then you can have your admin as well, right? You can create admin, so this admin will be able to regulate all the users who can use this key or not, right? So this is KMS. Now team, we are going to discuss some really important service and really interesting service. Okay, so yes, so the use cases that like if you are encrypting, right? This service is encrypted with all these things. You can use this for your application as well, right? If you want to encrypt your data, you can for your database, you can use this for anything. This KMS key is encrypted with most of the services. Cool. Now, team, let us discuss about another topic, that is AWS Secret Manager. Okay. What is AWS Secret Manager, team? Like by the name only, you can guess what is the purpose of this service. So it's a new kind of a service and it is meant for storing secrets. Okay. This is used for storing secrets. Okay. In AWS Secrets, like in AWS Secret Manager, we have the capability to force the rotation of secret every number of days. Okay, so what does this mean, team? Like first of all, like we can just have like secrets here. So why we are using secrets manager? So team, like for example, I'm just going to give you a real-time example. Okay, we are just going to use secret manager. Like for example, I am having RDS here. Okay, so now team, if I am having RDS here, now team, for example, just give me a second. Now team, for example, this is my application, right? So this is my application I have hosted here. Then I'm having my RDS here. Okay. So I'm having my RDS here, and if my application wants to access RDS, what will happen, team? What will happen if my this application want to access database? This is that RDS. What will happen? First of all, I need to have credentials here, right? So how can I do it? I just need to hardcode credentials here, right? Like of RDS, like username or that URL, these things, right? So this is not a good idea, right? If my application is compromised, then I have also lost my database. So for this purpose, we are using Secret Manager. So now, team, what we are going to do? We are just going to like place something here that is called a Secret Manager. And using Secret Manager, what will happen? We are just keeping our username, we are keeping our password here, and whenever this application wants to access this database, this request will travel to the Secret Manager. Here our secrets will be in an encrypted form using KMS, right? So Mahesh, you were asking about the use cases. See, this was the first use case. You can use KMS here. So we are going to use KMS here. So we are just going to encrypt our username and password here. So whenever this instance wants to access my RDS, what will happen? They just need to go through AWS Secret Manager, and using this Secret Manager, we are just going to save our password using KMS. Right now, whenever this system want to access, it will just request will go here. Then our username and password will be decrypted. Then it will be used here. And then again, it will be encrypted form, right? So what we are doing here, we are just saving our data, right? So we are just using something called as Secrets Manager. Okay. So what we are doing, we can just have a capability here to just rotate our secrets. Okay, so we can just rotate our secret, that our username password, every X days that we need to define. Cool, team. Then we have like automate generation of secrets on rotation. So you can do that if you're good with the Lambda. So you can use that. See, Lambda is service that is basically kind of a developer service. You need to be just good with some any of the languages like Node.js, Python. So if you're good with that, you can use Lambda to just automate generation of secrets on rotation. Then, team, it is integrated with RDS, right? With the MS SQL, PostgreSQL, Aurora, and other database as well. And secrets are encrypted using KMS that I've already told you, right? So by this way, we are just saving our username and password, our secrets using KMS. Cool thing. And it is mostly used with RDS, right? For like saving our all these things, right? Then, team, we are having like multi-region as well for this purpose. Okay. So let me show you like what multi-region will work. Okay. So team, this is my in this way I'm having multi-region secrets. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to replicate my secrets across multiple AWS regions. Okay. So if I'm just going to replicate my secrets over multiple regions, what will happen? Now, team, for example, if I am having my RDS database, right, and it is just replicated on other region as well, right? I have created a RAID replica. I have and I want to just use that as well. So for that purpose, we can just go for multi-region secrets, right? If we have like applications, if we have multi-region DB, so for that purpose, we are going for multi-region secrets. Otherwise, we can go for single region only. Okay. Then what will happen, team? Like if and we are just using multi-region for that thing also. If my one region is goes down, then what we can do, we have the ability to promote read replica secrets to a standalone secret, right? So this will be promoted to another region. So we can use that thing from that region as well, right, team? So for this purpose, we are having something called as multi-region secrets. Okay. Now, team, I'm just going to show lab for this as well. Okay, to know how we are just going to use this service. So for that, I'm just going to going back to my AWS Management Console, and here I just need to type Secrets Manager. Okay, now I'm just going to show you like Secrets Manager. So you just need to type here Secrets, and you will get your service. Then team, why we are using AWS Secrets Manager? Because it will easily rotate, manage, and retrieve secrets throughout their life cycle. Cool team. Now just click here, store a new secret. Now can you see that like we are having like so many options here, like secret types, like you can use it for RDS, you can use for like document DB database, you can use for Redshift, you can use it for credentials for other database. Okay, you can use it for API key. Okay, so you can use here as well, right? So this is my, in this way, like name, you just need to type here value like Ayush, right? So in this way you can just keep your secrets as well here. Okay, then team, we have like for like credential for other database. So I'm going for this. Okay, so here you just need to give username and password. So I'm just typing here username like my DB user. Okay, I'm just giving, you can just type anything, right? This will be my password. I'm just typing my password here. Then team, if you want to encrypt, you can use both these things. Okay, right? So right now we are using this thing only. Then team, which database you want to protect, right? For which database you want to go for, like you can go for MariaDB. You just need to give here server's address, so it can be anything. I'm just giving, just give me a second team. So I'm just giving here 192.68 or like this one, right? So you can give anything. I'm giving database name MyDB. Then you just need to give port number 3306. Then finally click here on next. Cool team. Now you just need to give here your secret name. Yes, I'm giving a secret name here. My secret. You can give any name. Okay, description, demo. Okay, then these are like permission team. Like if you want to do, you can just go for like edit permissions. These are similar to that permission that we have done, right? And if you want to replicate or to other region, you can do this way from here, right? Now click here on next. Now team, if you're good with the Lambda, you can just create your Lambda function here. Okay, from here create a function, and you can do it like automatic rotation, right? But for Lambda, you should be like, you should have some knowledge of coding like Node.js or Python. Next, then team, this is the most important thing, and this is the thing that we are going to use. Okay, so team, like whenever we are going to use this secret manager, so what you can you see like what is written here in the first line? Use this code synapse in your app. So it means that team, instead of just hard coding your credentials of your database, that is user and password, what we are going to do, we are just going to use this thing, right? We are just going to use this code in our application, and whenever like there, or whenever like my application is making requests, all the things have been mentioned here, right? My secrets manager details, then this request will be routed to secret manager, then from there we will be getting username and password, right? So this is the best way, right? So by this way, you can create your own secret, and you have to just use this code, right? You just need to copy this code in your application, and you are using the system manager. Cool team. Then team, we have something important and similar, right? So we need to discuss that. Team, we have SSM Parameter Store. Now team, here you will be getting confused, like what is this? Okay, now team, we have SSM Parameter Store. So we are using SSM Parameter Store. Okay, so we have it is like secure storage for your configurations and your secrets. Team, like in what we were doing in secrets manager, we were just only storing our secrets, like username and password. But team, if we are using SSM Parameter Store, we are going to store our secrets as well as configurations. Okay, I will show you team like how we are going to do. Then team, optionally you can choose to encrypt these configurations and therefore make it secret by using KMS service. So we have like KMS, that was compulsory using KMS, but when you are using SSM Parameter Store, it is not compulsory to use KMS, right? So you can just put your data in normal format also in plain text. Then team, it is serverless, it is scalable and durable. Okay. Then it is a version tracking of configuration secrets. So whenever just you are creating another configuration, then you will be having versions. I will show you like how where you can see all your versions. Then team, here security is provided through IAM. Then you have IAM to protect here. Then you can configure event bridge for notification, right? If you want to get notification of anything, you can just create event bridge event in a okay. Then team, it is like fully integrated with cloud formation that we have already discussed yesterday. So you can use that in your stack as well. Okay. Now team, let's take an example. We have an application and then we have an SSM parameter store. Okay, like here. See, this is my application here. This is my SSM parameter store in this way. Then team, there will be like IAM permission who will be checking like who can access all these things. So for this, you remember like yesterday we have discussed thing that is called as role, right? So we are using role here, right? Then team, what we are going to do, we are just going to use KMS here. Okay, so this is the way that we are going to use. This is my application. I can store my configuration in an encrypted way or in a plain text. Okay, it's my choice in this way. And if you want to choose like if you want to encrypt, you can use KMS here. Cool team. Then team, we have the SSM parameter store hierarchy. So what is team parameter store hierarchy? You can just create path here, right? I will show you. Okay, you are just creating hierarchy. It means like this is my application. Inside my application, I'm having a dev. Okay, for dev, I am having this URL and this password. For production, I am having this URL and this password, right? So I will show you like how we are going to create parameter hierarchy. Cool team. Then we have like two options, standard and advanced parameters. So in standards, we are having like 10,000 parameter loaded. Okay, in that we are having 1 lakh. Okay, then we have maximum size of parameter value. If you are going for standard, is 4 KB. If you are going for advanced, then it will be 8 KB, right? And then we have parameter policies available. No. Then if you are going for advanced, then it's yes. Team, like cost, no additional charges for standard. For advanced, charges apply, right team? Then we have storage pricing, it's free, and if you're going for advanced, then you have to pay $0.05, right? Cool team. Then we have something called as parameter policies for advanced parameter. Okay team. So there is one more term like parameter policy. Well, this allows you to assign a time to live to a parameter. That means at an expiration date, so that you can force users to update or delete sensitive data such as password. Now, team, for example, I believe you may have seen that in your organization, your login like your password expire like every 2 to 3 months. Then you have to update it, right? So you will be getting message like you just need to update your password. So same way we are doing here. Okay, so let me show you team like how we are going to do this in AWS. Okay, so in AWS, just go here team. Now team, there is one more thing. So whenever you are just typing, you are just going to type here parameter store. It is not directly going to show here. The reason is that it is inside the service that is called as system manager, right? Like someone yesterday asked me like how we can patch or how we can just deploy all these things in a one go. So for that we are having something called as system manager. Cool team. So this is my system manager. So I am using system manager for all these things, right? So if you want to go for like run command in 1,000 systems, you can easily do it. If you want to do all these things in a very easy way, so you can do all these things. Cool team. So by this way, you can do all these things here. You have like session manager, all these things here. Cool team. I think they have just removed from here. So let me check. Okay. Parameter store. Let me type here parameter store. So this is my parameter store. Okay. So they have just made it separated out. Okay, earlier it was not done. So let me delete this team. So now what I'm going to show you, like how to create your own parameter, right? How you can store, like what is parameter team? You are just creating a parameter. It means that you are just making a process. You are creating a process to store your configuration, right? So how can you create a parameter? So for this, you just need to click here, create parameter. Now team, you just need to give a name. So here I'm just going to give name in a form of path. Okay. So I'm just gonna write here in a form of path. Okay. So how are you going to do? I'm going to do team. So in this way, I'm just going to type here my app, okay, and it's in development, and this is my DB URL. Cool team. Now you just, this is like description. You can just give any description. Okay. So I'm just typing here demo. Okay. So team, this is the part that I have provided, like my app, then it's like dev environment, then this is my DB URL. Okay. Then team, we are having two options that we've already discussed, right? So standard and advanced. So I really don't want to pay anything. So for that, we are going for standard. In that, we are having three things. That is string, string list, and secure string. So first of all, I'm going to use string only. Then I will show you what is secure string. So I'm just going to use a thing that is called as text only. Now I just need to write a value here. Okay. So here I'm just going to write a value that is dev dot. Okay. This is my configuration that I want to save, right? So this is my dev dot database. Okay. Dot Ayush .com, and this is my code, right? Then simply click here, create parameter. My first parameter has been created. Now team, I can create another parameter. So I'm just going to give a path here. So I'm just going to give a path here like my app. This is my path, like my app. Then dev. Then what I gonna give like DB password. Okay, I'm just gonna save my DB password. Okay. So I'm gonna this one. Okay, my app, dev, and DB password. Then this is demo2. I'm just going to type. This is optional. If you want, you can give any description. But team, if you are using all these things in organizational level, so please may like put proper text, write proper description, right? Then I'm going to use secure string. Okay, secure string means that we are going to use this with our KMS, right? The KMS key. We are going to secure string means that this will be now encrypted. Now here I'm going to type my password. Okay, so this is my password, dev password. Cool team. Now click here on create parameter. Now team, I have created two parameters. Okay, first one is my URL. So my URL configuration is stored here. Can you see that? This is my URL. This is my value, right? This is version 1. If I have like updated like this value, it would be like just having version 2. Cool team. Now team, we are having I have created two parameters. Now what I can do team. Okay, so I've already shown you this thing. Now how can I access this? Team, I already told you, right? So to access in AWS, we have three ways, right? What are three ways? That is GUI that right now I'm using. Second thing is CLI, and fourth, like third thing is SDK. Now team, if I want to use like this thing, I'm going to use something called as CLI. Okay, now team, I will show you like how to log in with the CLI. Cool team. Okay, so now team, I'm going to show you like how I can use CLI here. Okay, and for that team, just give me a second. Just give me a minute. Now team, what I'm going to do? Okay, so I'm just going to show you like how can I access this. So for this, first of all, we need to create something called as secret access key and access key, right? I have already shown you like if I'm going to use this. So for that, I need something called as access key and secret access key. Now, for example, this is my CLI, right? So if you want to use CLI, what you need to do, you just need to type here AWS configure, right? I've already shown you all these things yesterday, right team? Now it's asking me access key and secret access key. So from where can I get this? So for this I need to create from here. Okay, so click here security. Okay, then click here on access key and create access key. Click here, create new access key, show access key. I'm just going to copy and paste it there, right? Hit enter, then copy paste it there as well. Then team, just type here ap-south1. This is my location that I'm going to use, and this is my format that I'm going to use, right? Now team, inside this, right? Now team, what I'm going to do, I'm going to access all these parameters from here. So for that we have some commands, right? So how can I access this? Okay, so for this team I just need to type a command here, that is AWS SSM, okay, get parameter, okay, get parameter, okay. Then you just need to give name, and name is my app. Then what else team? Dev, then DB URL, right? So let me do this. Let's see what we get. Okay, team. I just need to configure again one more time. Just give me a second. I'll just use uppercase. Okay. Let me copy this again. Okay. Now let me just type here. Okay, that command AWS SSM, right? Get the team. Then what I need to give? I need to give a name here, right? So for that hyphen name, then you just need to give path, that is my app slash dev slash db URL. See team, if you are using this command, you are what all things you are getting here. See, you are getting a db URL. Okay. See, this is my value, right? Now team, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get password as well, right? So for that, you just need to do here. Okay. So just remove from here like db URL and just type password here. Okay. Hit enter. Let's see. Team, you are getting here like this is encrypted value, right? So if you want to get a decrypted value, for that what you need to do, you just need to give like here, okay. Then what you need to give here, one hyphen with, then you need to give decryption. You just type decryption, okay. You just need to type here decryption, okay. So just give me a second. My this is giving me trouble. Keyboard. See team. Now what will happen? See, you have got your password with a value, right? So this was my password. So by this way team, you can access your password, right? So in this way we can do lot of things. And team, like I know like lots of people will be having the confusion that what is the difference between like system manager and this parameter store, right? So team, like we use system manager, okay. It is designed specifically for confidential information, okay, that needs to be encrypted. But when we talk about system manager, it is designed to cater to a wide range of use case, right? So we are, if you want to store your URLs, your custom settings, AMI IDs, license key, So you can use parameter store, right? Cool team. So this is all about this. Then team cleanup is very necessary. So make this inactive, right? Then delete this key as well. Now team, let's discuss. Now we have something to discuss. Okay. Now team, we have AWS Messy. Okay team, what is AWS Messy team? See, AWS Messy is, what is AWS Messy team? AWS Messy is fully managed data security and data privacy service, okay, that uses machine learning and pattern matching to discover and protect your sensitive data in AWS. Messy will help you out to identify and alert your sensitive data, such as personally identifiable information, that is PII. So team, what Messy will do? It's a managed service. Okay, it's fully managed service. So what will happen team, you just need to enable that service, and what will happen, you just need to create a job. It's really simple. You just need to type a name and just select whatever the rules you want. So what you need to do team, so there will be a bucket, then you have to need to just create a job that will be running whenever whatever time you are mentioning it. So what will happen team, this job will be running and this will be checking every like after like 7 days or 1 day, 2 days, whatever you have mentioned inside this bucket, and it will be checking like if there is any personally identifiable information, right? And if there is like any PII, what will happen, it will just notify you using Amazon event bridge, right? So Macy is nothing but it is just used to find your sensitive data. Just like if you have just uploaded your key file or something, there's something that kind of personal things, then Macy will just give you notification. Cool team. Then team, we have CloudTrail. Okay. So yesterday we have got a lot of questions like tell us difference between CloudTrail and just give us a difference between CloudTrail and CloudWatch, right? So today we are going to discuss about this. Now team, for CloudTrail is we are just using CloudTrail for governance, compliance, and audit for our AWS account. Then CloudTrail is enabled by default. Team, it is enabled by default. And if you want to get an history of API calls made within your AWS account, then you can go for CloudTrail, right? And you can, if you are going to make any API calls to like console, SDK, CLI, or any service, all these things will be getting logged in CloudTrail. Okay, so team, you can put logs from CloudTrail in CloudWatch logs or S3 as well, right? So team, like if you are having any difficulty, you can just put all these things in S3. Trail can be applied to all regions or single regions. Then team, if a resource is deleted in AWS, you should first investigate CloudTrail, right? So now team, let me show you like how CloudTrail look like and how we are going to use that. Okay, so now team, just type here CloudTrail. Okay, whatever things you are doing in your AWS account, all these things will be listed out here, right? And all these things will be here for 90 days. And if you want to keep all these things after 90 days, what you can do, you can just create a trail and you can just put all these things in S3 bucket, right? Now team, I have just created a bucket, right? It is listed here. See, recent event, right? What all things I have done, like disabled key, like put parameter, delete parameter, whatever things I have done, that all things have been listed out here, right? I have enabled Messi. I have just created a bucket. See, if I have created a bucket. Now, team, can you see here like what all things can we get from CloudTrail? See, first of all, I am getting like this was my root account. This was my principal ID. This was my account ID, right? This was my username. MFA was not there, right? This was like what event I have done. Event name is create bucket. Region was AP Southward, right? And they're also just giving you source IP address. So what they're going to do, they're just going to show you like each and everything here, right? If you're going to use cloud, like if something happened in your account, first of all, you should go and check CloudTrail. Cool team. So this is the purpose of CloudTrail. So CloudTrail is taking all these things from like SDK, CLI, console, IAM user set, and they are just, you can just place this on S3 bucket, or you can just go for like CloudWatch logs. So this is CloudTrain. Then team, we have like AWS Security Hub. So what is AWS Security Hub team? So AWS Security Hub, this is like for a centralized, okay, this is a tool, okay, for like centralized management. Okay, so if you are having several AWS account, I already told, like organizations are going for what, organizations are like going for this like different accounts. So for this purpose we are going for AWS Security Hub. Cool team. Now we are having like integrated dashboard, so we can see here like lot of things like our security compliance status, okay, and you can quickly take actions on them. Then team, it's automatically aggregated alerts in predefined or personal finding formats, okay. So it will be taking all these things from like guard duty, inspector, Macy, right? All these things will be just showed there. And first of all, team, like whenever you want to use security hub, first of all you have to enable a service that is called as config. Cool team. It's nothing but team, like if I put in a very simple words, it's just a service that is used to manage several accounts if you are having in your organization, and you can just see all your security checks here. Cool team. So in this way team, like we are having security hub, these are my multiple accounts, okay. Then these are the services that it is taking data from, like Macy, guard duty, inspector, on these things. And on this way, like you can either you can get event bridge, either you can have like checks like security inside security ops, or you can use Amazon Detective for this, like for uh, more investigation. I will show you like what is detective. We will discuss this later. Okay. So team, this is my Amazon Detective. So what is detective team? So like all these things that we are getting data like from guard duty, Macy, all that logs we are getting from security hub are used to identify potential security issue or finding. Right. So we are using detective in a place where we just need to identify the root cause. Like for example, team, if I'm like if your account is got you just ask me a help, so what I can do, I can just help you out with that, right? But what happens again after 3 months it has happened, so what will happen team, we need to check a root cause, right? Like if it is happening after like every some amount of time, like there must be like some issue, right? So for that we are using something called as Amazon Detective. Okay, so we are using for this, like sometimes security finders require deeper analysis to isolate the root cause and take action. So it's a complex process. So for that we are going detective. And detective will analyze, investigate, and quickly identify the root cause of security issues or suspicious activity using MI and MLN graphs. And team, like it automatically collects and process events from VPC flow logs, CrowdTrail, guard duty, and create a unified view. Right? Then we produces visualizations with details and context to get the root cause, right? So we are using detective if you want to investigate something in a very deeper way, so you can go for guard duty. No, sorry, for detective. Cool team. So it will be just collecting data from guard duty and all that places.